I pulled up with me, I would have seen that because I was outside.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy 40 Shams. Today we're gonna be covering the topic of parenting. I personally aim to be that cool parent where, my kids can feel comfortable telling me anything, but I don't want to be too cool to the point where, my kids can step all over me, cuss at me, or feel like they can put hands on me. I think that's taking a little bit too far. And I personally grew up getting butt whoopings, so I want to find a cool medium. You gotta find the sweet spot, The dangerous rise of gentle parenting. Okay, we're starting off.
Give me my phone, you idiot!
Oh, he's choking her.
You want me to take your iPad away?
No!
Hands are not for hitting.
Oh.
I don't like that. That hurts.
I'm still kind of stuck on the car. This is probably like thousands of dollars in damage, bruh. Took my 13-year-old daughter's phone away last night. Her brother sent me this while I was at work. Yeah, nah, she's never getting that phone again. She's probably gonna get grounded for a cool 6 months. Might get a butt whooping on top of that. Might have to get a job and pay off the damages on the car. I can't lie. This is crazy work.
I don't like that. That hurts.
Children are violently attacking their parents. Children are getting addicted to iPads, watching Cocomelon and Skibbity Toilet for hours. Math and reading scores are declining. What do these all have in common?
We're cooked.
They're the result of a new and growing trend. Gentle parenting. Gentle parenting is exactly what it sounds like. Being gentle to your child. Gentle parenting believes it's a war crime to punish a child. Spanking? That's child abuse. Yelling at your child? That's child abuse. Doing anything that upsets and angers your child? That's child abuse. What happens if your child is literally assaulting you and hurting you? Well, you need to sit down and talk about your feelings. Use logic to explain why hitting people is a big no-no. That's the mindset that gentle parenting advocates for. Gentle parenting was popularized in the 2010s in attempts to get rid of the authoritarian parenting styles that society was so accustomed to.
Look, if you're a person of color, you probably already got whooped growing up. Now, I'm not saying that this generation should do it like how our parents did it, because I feel like they did it to an extreme, at least for some people. But one thing I can say is sometimes a good butt whooping will set you straight. And obviously you shouldn't be whooping your kids for everything, but I feel like if they do something that endangers their life, that's worthy of a butt whooping. Anything else where it's kind of minor, where you could talk to them about it, then talk to them about it. But let's say they sneak out somewhere dangerous, or they take the car for a drive, or they take the gun that you keep in the safe and they go show it to their friends. If they do something like that, then yeah, whoop their ass. And obviously, hopefully it never gets to that point, especially if you're doing your due diligence as a parent, being active in their life. It shouldn't get to that point, but if it ever does, then sure, you could justify a butt whooping. And I think maybe the best way to go about it, if it's a two-parent household, is maybe have, the good cop, bad cop, where maybe one parent does the disciplining and then the other parent does the talking. So that way the kid doesn't feel like every door is closed and they feel like they might have to resort to an outside resource. Because sometimes outside resources aren't very helpful and aren't very trustworthy.
Because society was so accustomed to. But this trend backfired, creating a generation of bratty, selfish, violent, and entitled children. Children can be stubborn, and negotiating with them is hard. Try convincing a child that brain rot is bad for them, and you'll see what I mean. Because children rarely listen to logic and emotion.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. You touch that iPad, they turn into one of them little crackheads. You ever met that one person who says they're not addicted to something? They're not addicted to weed or they're not addicted to their vape pen, and as soon as they lose it, they go manic. It's an addiction. It's definitely an addiction, bruh.
No reasoning, gentle parenting often fails. Watch how these gentle parents deal with their children's violence.
Oh, so she missed the first one and then she did it again. That's crazy.
Please.
No, you can't slap his head, okay, Winnie?
Please.
Please don't do that. Ellie, please don't do that. Ow! No, gentle hands.
Oh.
No.
It might not seem like much, but these children are learning that they can hurt people without consequences. This is dangerous. If children learn that
That's
it's
not
okay
crazy
to
to say.
hurt their parents, they begin hurting anyone they feel like. This is how bullies are created. Now, some will argue that these parents did not use gentle parenting correctly, but come on, give them some slack. Gentle parenting is so confusing and complicated, you should need a PhD if you want to use this parenting style. In gentle parenting, parents need to become a personalized therapist and counselor for their children, and in this process, a lot of parents are bound to become too loose, leading to bad and undisciplined children. Only parents who are good
And we also got to talk about how not everyone has the privilege of, just being able to spend that much time really raising their kids. If we really look at the economy that's present right now, bro, people are spending most of their times working just to be able to afford to make ends meet. Sometimes you might have to resort to a butt whooping just to quickly discipline that kid.
at understanding children's emotions and behavior should attempt this parenting style, because if done wrong, this parenting style could lead to disaster. And this isn't only about violence. When children learn that they can do whatever they want without any serious consequences, they begin to expect the world to revolve around them. And this is a mindset that's very hard to undo.
I hate
If anything
entitled
isn't
kids.
going their way and they're unhappy about it, they throw a tantrum. This has led to a massive rise in classroom misbehavior in the last few years. Here's a kindergarten teacher talking
This is
about
why I
it.
could never
Gentle
be a teacher.
parenting is ruining our children. We can't do much when students misbehave, when they're yelling, when they're cursing, when they're throwing chairs. They're trying to hit teachers.
See, in Africa, they just whoop our ass. Me being all grown up now, I see the benefit of it. I will say that some teachers took it too far. They was damn near abusing kids, bruh. But hey, man, sometimes you gotta, you feel me, put some belt to ass.
with their jackets. They are stomping on their feet. That is not okay. That is when gentle parenting has not benefited that child.
A nationwide survey found that
She basically saying, whoop that nigga ass.
68% of teachers experience verbal abuse from their students. Classrooms have turned into real-life Call of Duty lobbies.
This 14-year-old repeatedly calling his African-American teacher a racial slur,
Oh, I've seen this before.
hurling a basketball
Yeah, nah,
at the
being
teacher.
disrespectful to an elder is crazy.
44% of teachers cite student misbehavior as a top source for job-related stress.
Our society, a significant decrease in accountability and consequence. It's not surprising that unfortunately this is spilling over into the behavior of students in school.
It's no wonder why there's massive teacher shortages in countries all around the world now. This wasn't as large of a problem back in the 2000s as it is now. And misbehavior isn't the only consequence. Children are becoming lazy and slow. Parents simply hand an iPad or an iPhone to their children to shut them up and let the device do the parenting. Children begin to watch highly stimulating content, with toddlers watching Cocomelon and older children doom-scrolling YouTube Shorts and watching brain rot content. And at first, parents see nothing wrong with this, until they try to get the children to stop.
You want me to take your iPad away?
No!
Okay, well, it's time for bed.
No! Not going to bed!
With control.
It's okay. You gotta learn from mistakes, man.
Yeah, now that's
Many
crazy.
parents don't take the
I ain't gonna
measures to
lie.
limit their child's screen use or monitor their content. If this continues long enough, the child actually becomes addicted to their iPad or iPhone and builds an emotional dependence on it. Without their device, they can't be happy. Many studies have found that excessive screen use can interfere with brain development in children by lowering cortical thickness and damage the prefrontal cortex, parietal lobe, temporal lobe,
Damn,
and
the
occipital
kids are getting
lobe.
cooked early,
In simple
bruh.
terms, the brain is getting f***ed. These brain changes make it even more difficult for children to identify and regulate their emotions, which could be why children get so angry when their iPads are taken away. And this isn't the child's fault. Children don't know better. It's the parents' responsibility to ensure that the children don't misuse technology. But because gentle parenting strongly advocates against punishment, and many parents interpret this as avoiding any action that makes the child upset, many parents become too reluctant to take away screen time. But this isn't just about screen time. The detrimental effects of screen addiction carry on to other aspects of the child's life. And
Yeah, all that iPad and technology use is probably cooking their attention span too. That's why so many kids can't focus on a single task for more than like a minute before they need to do something, get up or watch something. It's just gonna make teaching them even harder.
one of these is school. Children are underperforming at every single grade level. A study investigated math and reading scores of 4th and 8th graders and found that the majority do not meet proficiency. And it makes sense. When children's brains are so fried from spending hours on their screens, that brain damage happens to affect how they perform in school. Along with this, when children spend years spending all their time playing and using a screen rather than doing chores or learning, they grow a lazy mentality that's very difficult to reverse. Even basic elementary school academics become too much to handle, as they have zero willpower or discipline. Parents need to understand the dangers of these screens and regulate screen time, even if it angers their children. The rise of gentle parenting has led many parents to allow their children long hours of screen time. And even if this isn't the mindset that gentle parenting is advocating for, it is the mindset that gentle parenting has popularized. So we need to either start warning against the dangers of failed gentle parenting, or stop promoting this parenting style so heavily. So far, we've discussed the dangers that arise when parents misunderstand the gentle parenting method and use it incorrectly. But even if done correctly, this parenting style can still lead to disaster. You see, gentle parenting works off the assumption that a child is an emotionally intelligent creature who understands the morality of their actions. But the unfortunate reality is that most children are not like this. In a child's early stages, particularly up to the age of 5, children have a trait known as egocentrism, which is the inability to understand perspectives other than their own. These children haven't developed enough cognitively to understand the concept that other people perceive situations differently than they do. For example, when playing hide and seek, a toddler might cover their own eyes, believing that nobody can see them because they aren't able to see anyone else. Or a toddler might offer their favorite toy to someone else, believing that they would enjoy the toy just as much. But children also have a hard time understanding how their own actions can upset others. A toddler might slap his mom, thinking it's funny. Because the toddler finds it funny, the toddler believes his mom will also find it funny. In this scenario, gentle parenting would advocate using logic and emotional reasoning to explain why slapping is bad. But a toddler will have a very difficult time understanding these concepts because these concepts are too complicated and beyond their cognitive capacity. It's like teaching algebra to a toddler. Maybe some toddlers will understand it, but for most, their brains just aren't ready for it. And you can't force these complex concepts onto a child because they're just going to end up being confused and won't learn anything.
Alright, so what should we
But
do?
you know what does work? Operant conditioning. Toddlers' brains are too premature to understand concepts of empathy and morality, but their brains are capable of association. A toddler can associate a certain action to a certain outcome. For example, a child understands, if I eat this broccoli, mom will give me ice cream. Or, if I slap mom, I will be punished. For most children,
so if I slap mom, she gonna slap me even harder.
this method of parenting will be the most effective. Apparently, this method is considered harmful nowadays, which I personally think is BS. Like adults, children have different levels of emotional and social intelligence.
Nah, bro definitely got his ass whooped growing up. Y'all see that look in his eyes, man? He definitely went through something, bruh.
Some children might learn concepts of empathy and morality very quickly, and gentle parenting will be very effective for these children. On the flip side, some children are especially stubborn and selfish, and disregard the feelings of anyone else. These children can still be raised to become kind and understanding people. They just need to be specifically raised.
I can't lie, I'm getting triggered just watching this video because, man, I would be so angry, bruh. You're getting a timeout, bro. You're getting timeout. You got to do wall squats, bro. Nah, that's crazy.
Understand that their negative actions will lead to negative consequences. If these children are raised with gentle parenting, even if done correctly, they might still end up being violent or narcissistic.
This one is
and that's
too
what we're
far.
seeing happening so often these days. Now here comes the controversial part of the video. I know a lot of you will get triggered by this part. If you disagree with me or want to type any hate comments, then go ahead. I actually read most of the comments on every video I post, so I'll probably see what you write. Our society has become soft. Parents are afraid to be strict towards their children because they believe it might traumatize them. Nowadays, people commonly talk about having PTSD because their parents yelled at them. PTSD. Yeah.
I'm sorry, but there's worse outcomes that can stem from your parents not properly disciplining you.
Try telling that to a soldier or a war veteran. I'm not advocating for harsh, aggressive parenting. Parents should mostly be gentle and try to understand their children. But the harsh truth is, sometimes, no matter how much you negotiate with them, children will only want things to go their way. In
Facts.
cases like this, where gentle parenting does not work, being strict is the only solution.
Can you please stop hitting me with that? Thank you.
Stop!
Sit down, please. Luca, sit down. Luca, sit down! Put your feet off the table. That's not nice. You're eating. That's nasty. Yes, nasty. Put it down. Get your feet off the table. Get them
What
off.
I'm talking about,
now.
bro.
Because so many parents nowadays are reluctant to be strict towards their children, we end up with children who are unafraid of their own actions. Children who don't believe in authority and believe that they can act in their own self-interests. Along with this, a child who's never been yelled at will become soft. They won't be prepared for when the time eventually comes when someone does yell at them.
And can we please stop making it seem like the only way to punish a kid or discipline a kid is through butt whipping? No, there's other ways, bro. You can have them do exercises, literally like do push-ups, do wall sits, take something away from them. No, there's so many ways to discipline kids. It's just, bro, y'all gotta think outside the box sometimes. You don't necessarily have to resort to butt whippings.
They will be in shock, experiencing strong emotions of anger or fear. If a parent doesn't discipline their children, the world will.
Facts.
If this trend keeps up, future generations will become emotionally weak, selfish, and sensitive. Of course, frequent punishment for trivial
Laugh now,
reasons is
cry later.
harmful. If a child does not understand why the parent is punishing them, they will be left confused and sad. This can lead to self-esteem and mental health problems later on in the child's life. But if punishment is used only when needed and as a last resort, the child would know exactly why they are being punished, and they will realize that they are doing something wrong. This is very important for the personal and moral development of a child. So what kind of parenting?
And another point is, I feel like the best butt whoopings is like, yes, if you gotta discipline your kid, whatever, you whoop their butt, whatever, but you also talk to them after, after the butt whooping, of course, give them some time to process everything, but talk to them. Tell them, oh, the reason you got your butt whooped, the reason why I'm disciplining you like this, the reason why you lost this privilege, that privilege is because you did this and you did that, and this is why it's bad, and this is why it's harmful, this is why you shouldn't do it. So they understand why what they did was wrong. Don't just whoop their ass and just like, oh, okay, now carry along. So, now they're just gonna repeat it again, or repeat it in a way that's like more slick so they can get away with it, without you knowing, or they're, just gonna be more sneaky. That's all you're gonna do. You're gonna create sneaky kids if they don't understand why what they did is truly wrong.
Style does our society need? A parenting style with balance, knowing when to be gentle, when to set clear boundaries, and when to punish. If parents apply certain principles from gentle parenting, such as empathy and emotional connection and understanding, while also implementing strict rules and punishments, children would experience the best of both worlds. Children will be emotionally intelligent and have healthy relationships with their parents, but also have the discipline to succeed in life and understand that their actions have consequences. And
that's why I feel like especially if you come from a two-parent household, the good cop, bad cop type of parenting style is so effective. Yes, one person dishes out the punishment, then the other person is there if you want to talk, communicate, and whatever. But of course, at the end of the day, as parents, you're on the same team. Yeah, it's like you love the kid, but you can't be pushovers, because then you're just going to spoil your kid.
They must show respect to other people.
Appreciate y'all for watching, man. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. 40 Shams, 40 World. I'm out. Love y'all.